John, thanks very much. There are sacrifices, of course, that go along with serving our country. Some veterans may never hear a thank you from strangers.
Well, today, men and women who serve were celebrated, and it brought some to tears. Angela Ingram shares how they took an honor flight without an airplane.
Honor Flight Tri-State has flown more than 180,000 veterans to Washington, D.C. But for the ones who can't make an 18-hour day, there's a virtual honor flight. Eugene Volmer was a staff sergeant in the Army.
I definitely feel a sense of pride, yes. And I had a son who was in the Army.
Volmer has been on an actual honor flight, but he also wanted to come to this one.
That was quite an experience. But I marveled at the amount of people that came out. And even the fire department was there to give us thanks and wish us well.
Volmer is one of roughly 50 vets who came to the program at Twin Towers Senior Living Home. Honor Flight Tri-State put it together to simulate the flights from CVG to the Capitol.
So many of these veterans came home and were never welcomed home. I've heard stories of two people at the airport to say hello when they got home.
It turned out to be an unbelievable experience. Touching. I laughed, I cried. I didn't want to go back in the Army, though.
Veterans shared old war stories together.
I was assigned to a supply depot in Saigon, Vietnam.
And they watched a video that takes them on a virtual tour of the war memorials in Washington. It's the experience they would have gotten if they could make the trip.
I escorted a veteran. We did, I sat with him through the flight service. He smiled a lot. I liked how he was just like really happy.
Volunteers coordinated a surprise parade for the veterans.
Semper Fi, brother.
And for several hours, these veterans are reminded that their sacrifices did not go unnoticed.
My experience today, I know, will be embedded in my mind forever.
Honor Flight Tri-State is forming a committee to do more of these for veterans who cannot make that trip to D.C. For a long time, many of the veterans, Cammie, were World War II veterans, but now just because of age, you're getting a lot more Vietnam and Korean War veterans as well.
And you and I were talking earlier today about a man, a very special man today, that all three
wars, and I didn't find out until it was over. And he was gone, and I was heartbroken because I really wanted to bring that story to everyone at home and also you, and it would have just been a thrill to just shake his hand and say thank you.
So, and there's still a chance because we might catch up with him and do something with him
later. We're going to work on that behind the scenes, so we might be able to do that.
And I know the story was special to you because you're from a military family.
Yeah, my granddad, my dad, my uncle, and so we just all here want to say thank you to the veterans at home.
Yes.
It was great.
Good story. Thank you.